just come in. The reaction coming in from the Maldivian government. They've issued a statement where they say that the views expressed do not represent the government of Maldives and are personal. Moreover, the government will not hesitate to take action against those who make derogatory remarks against India and the Indian Prime Minister. Abhishek Jha is now joining us. Abhishek, very, very strong comments coming in, completely making it clear that the comments which have been made attacking the Prime Minister and our country are absolutely their own, nothing to do with the government.
Well, of course, this is a comment in a very soft way to say that this is not official comment, but Maldivian government do need to clarify that ministers who have been sitting in the power just few weeks into the power, and they have started doing these wild comments against one of the closest partners who has been spending hundreds of crores of rupees on the development and their economy, and have been a source of all kind of support during the time of emergency and crisis in the last several years. So how can such people who have such an anti-view against that partner can remain in power? But that is the prerogative of the Maldivian government, and if they do feel that such people, such comments have been not made by the government side, then they will have to do some action that translates onto the ground. Otherwise, it just looks like some rhetorical comments coming from the government. We do know that India-Maldives relationships are already not on a very good pitch right now because ever since the new government has come and they have started supporting that Drive India Out campaign that was basically asking Indian government to remove all its security personnel or Navy personnel away from the Maldivian island. And this is what was one of the most promise of Muizu government was during its political campaign also. And though he has said that Indian government and the partnership with the Indian government is important, but the actions and the comments by the ministers, by the functionaries of the government doesn't look like they want to have a cordial relationship. We have seen, President Muizu of Maldives taking a first foreign trip in Turkey. Now he's also going to be in China for the next few days, and we have seen all these comments against Indian government, against Indian people. They are smacking of racial, discrimination also. So these are the thing that is clearly not going to help India, Maldives have a very good relationship. Especially on social media, we have seen it has almost like exploded with comments coming from all quarters, especially from all those celebrities who have been so far mostly appreciating the people, the hospitality, and the natural beauty of Maldives. But they are now, it doesn't seem like going for a very...
Abhishek, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here because there's another piece of news which you have given, and let us focus on that as well. The Maldives National Party has condemned the racist and derogatory comments made by a government official against a foreign head of state. This is unacceptable. We urge the government to take necessary action against those involved. Of course, this is in reference to comments which have been made against the Prime Minister, mocking him, and also the Indian government. So, Abhishek Jha, this certainly gets serious and big.
So, Pallavi, this clearly looks like the last para of this statement that the government of Maldives has issued. That clearly says that the relevant authority of the government will not hesitate to take action against those who make such derogatory remarks. So it does look like the relationship, the partnership that Maldives and India have had over the last several years is important for the government. And but we'll have to see what kind of action is taken against these people who are sitting in power, who are sitting at prominent positions, and still irresponsibly, they are making such racial, derogatory and distasteful comments against India.
So, Abhishek, do you think now that every side has distanced itself from the comments which have been made by one MP and one minister, all is going to be well? But at the same time, India developing an alternative to Maldives, strategically speaking, how does that become important?
Well, there is no doubt that India should develop its own island and its own tourism industry, no matter whether it does have a very good relationship with Maldives or not. But having said that, having a good relationship with Maldives was of strategic importance as well because of its strategic position in the Indian Ocean and the pressure that is coming from other major powers in the region, and India, Maldives, which have been, in a very close and cordial relationship for over 2-3 decades, ever since the Operation Cactus, which kind of helped Maldivian government to sail through the crisis of bandits during the late 80s. Since then, there has been a decent and reasonable relationship between the two sides. But if the sentiment of the people, especially people who can influence the narrative, especially people who can be in the power, in senior position in the politics of Maldives, if they come out with comment against India, come out with comments against Indians and India's leadership, then it's clearly a matter of concern that such sentiments are
Okay.
prevailing, such sentiments are giving space in the Maldivian society.
Okay, Abhishek, thank you very, very much for getting us all those news breaks. There's more news.